drive-by shootings is organ stealing.
I'm worth $50 million and I need a kidney. And you know, kidneys are pretty sensitive. You got to find somebody who really got the kidney that matches yours. You think I'm going to wait till somebody die for me to get one? If I don't get one soon, I'm going to die. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pay somebody to go research people. Okay, let's go look at all the black organ donors. Let's look at all the black people who got organ donor on their driver's license, which is why I'm not a friend of that. I say, if you want to donate your organs, put it in your will. Say that if I die, this can go to my family, my relatives, my friends, or whomever. But when you put it on your license, I believe you make yourself a public target. And so what did they find? We got a guy in Los Angeles. He has the same blood type as you, same kidney type as you likely. He healthy though. He ain't likely to die no time soon. He don't know you, so he ain't gonna give you no organ for free. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna arrange a murder that makes it look like he was in a car accident. We're gonna arrange a murder that make it look like he committed suicide. So the next thing you know, you coming out the gas station, boom, you get hit by a Mack truck. You dead, gone. You get taken to the funeral home. Your family come to the funeral. They don't know that before your body got laid to rest, a little hole was poked and they pulled your kidney out.
A lot of people don't know, when you get arrested or even when you get convicted, a lot of times law enforcement or police will swab your mouth for DNA. And now they have your DNA record on file, they have your genetic information on file. And you have to understand, with law enforcement, a lot of times they'll sell your information to tabloids and, like, especially celebrities, they sell their information to tabloids and magazines and news outlets all the time. So it's not a stretch to believe that they won't use your DNA or your genetic information for nefarious reasons.
You, my son. Cops come by and inform me you just been shot dead. You don't have jurisdiction over that body. That's the coroner. You can't get that body till the coroner release you. So we get released, we go down and pick it up, and I see all these cuts and these stitches. I just thought they was doing a routine investigation following the bed. I didn't know they took your organs. I'm under all this stress. My son is dead. Now you buried now. I can't dig you up because the court got the information. Most of those cases is organ stealing.
The case of Kendrick Johnson, the Georgia high schooler whose body was found upturned inside a rolled-up gym mat earlier this year, has taken a macabre and disturbing turn. After months of campaigning, his parents, unconvinced his death was an accident, won the right to have his body exhumed. A second autopsy has revealed missing organs and signs of foul play. A Lowndes high school student found Johnson's body upside down in the mat on January 11. The initial investigation concluded Johnson had probably fallen in while reaching for a sneaker, as some students stored gym shoes in the rolls. There, he became trapped and suffocated. Unsatisfied, Johnson's parents won permission to exhume his body. A June 15 autopsy turned up wads of crumpled newspaper stuffed inside the body's cavities. All the organs from the waist up were missing. The doctor also found evidence of blunt force trauma consistent with intentional injury on the right side of Johnson's neck and jaw. He concluded this caused the 17-year-old's death. Although not found to be Johnson's, flecks of blood found on the gym walls remain unidentified. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which conducted the first autopsy, said Johnson's organs were replaced before the body was released to the Harrington Funeral Home in Valdosta.
It's been known for a long time, even back in slavery times, that black organs were considered superior genetically to other folks' organs. For example, whenever there's a transplant, okay, especially when rich folks get heart transplant, liver transplant, kidney transplant, they like white, they like black organs. We had a famous case in Pennsylvania, Governor Casey, who was one of the most racist governors who ever lived back in the late 80s, early 90s. He had a heart transplant. Guess whose heart they gave him? A black person's heart.
Down in Georgia, there was a case of an African-American 17-year-old kid who was found mysteriously dead at school. He died in the gym. They did an autopsy and they buried him. His family, they weren't satisfied with the results because they still wanted to know what happened to their son. They had the body exhumed, found out that his organs were missing and his body was stuffed with newspapers, and people are still trying to find answers. The officials down there in Georgia, they act like they don't know what's going on. There was another case out here in California. A young African-American man was found dead in Death Valley in the desert. All of his organs were missing. His liver, heart, lungs, kidneys, all gone. There's a case in the UK recently. A Somalian girl was brought over there for organ harvesting. They found out that they were going to harvest her organs and they stopped that. There was another case in Asian couples. They went over to Africa. They adopted a black girl. 2 weeks later, she was dead. So these cases of organ harvesting are just going on all over the world, and people are being real quiet about it.
Now, a potential murder mystery 2,000 miles away leaves an Atlanta family with a lot of heartbreaking questions.
Tonight, a Mapleton mother searches for answers about her son's death, including why internal organs were missing from his body. Fox 5's George Franco joining us from Control A with tonight's top story. George.
Deidre and Russ, 24-year-old Ryan Singleton left Metro Atlanta in early July to chase his dream of becoming an actor or model in Hollywood. Instead of dreams coming true, his mother is now living a nightmare, wondering about her son whose body turned up near one of the most inhospitable places on earth, Death Valley, California.
He went to Las Vegas during a weekend visit and got missing in Baker, California on the way back.
Iris Flowers tell me joggers discovered the body of her son, 24-year-old Ryan Singleton, September 21st in the desert near Baker, California. That's between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. She says she'll never forget the call from police.
I said, there were no organs. He said, ma'am, there were no eyes, there was no heart, there was no lungs, there was no liver, there were no kidneys.
The San Bernardino County Coroner's Office says right now there is no cause of death. The body was severely decomposed. Animals might have been involved. The case has been sent to the Specialized Case Division because it deserves more attention than we can give it. Ms. Flowers says she was told the body was mostly intact.
Because I don't know of an animal that comes to a body and just pick out certain parts of the body. I don't think this is animal activity at all.
Ms. Flowers says Ryan left Atlanta in early July, traveled to L.A., then in a rented car drove to New Mexico, Arizona, and Las Vegas. She says his car was found in the Death Valley Desert a few miles from Baker. He was last seen at a gas station in Baker in July. His body discovered a month later.
There's the surveillance picture of him being in the ahchyam store, and he was found a mile and a half or so behind the store.
Ms. Flowers says the coroner's office has released her son's remains. Now she wants to conduct an independent investigation to find out why he's dead.
The hardest part for me is not knowing, not getting any answers, and trying to get him home so we can bury him.
Back to Planned Parenthood, they get $550 million of taxpayer money to continue their work. They're the largest abortion provider in the nation, and you're paying for it. So in any event, Margaret Sanger was the founder of Planned Parenthood. And go back and read her writings. She wrote a monograph that I read called Breeding the Thoroughbred. And what Margaret Sanger believed was there were defective, genetically defective people. They were Roman Catholics. They were evangelical Protestants. They were Southern Europeans. They were Latinos. And especially they were African Americans. And what she advocated was find a leader among the black community that is highly respected. Let him be our spokesperson and lead the black people toward euthanasia. That was the game. I mean, it's all spelled out. It's all written out. I don't know why people don't read that stuff, because she said it. That's what she wanted to do. The Nazis, on the other hand, had a term, useless eaters. They found people that they thought were defective, and they wanted to sterilize them and, of course, ultimately murder them. We can't have a concept of people who can be destroyed by the government. It's not good. And yet we have that, this country, and the big money, the Rockefeller Foundation and others, went to support Planned Parenthood. Why? Because the big buck people did not want to have welfare rolls cluttered with black babies that they had to pay for.
He was drafted, and then he refused induction on the grounds of his religious convictions on war.
My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother or some darker people or some poor hungry people in the mud for big powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality. They never robbed me of my nationality. They never robbed me of my nationality. Raped and killed my mother and father. What, I'm going to shoot them for what? How can I go shoot them? Them little poor little black people, little babies and children and women. How can I shoot them poor people? I'll just take me to jail.